Here's one of the biggest mistakes that I see made when it comes to either trying to be more successful in business, with your family, with friendships, whatever it is. It's universal across the board, the same issue. I do a lot of thinking back when I do these podcasts on what are the things that really hit home for me when I was starting, maybe now, what it hits with my family, whatever it is. And those are the topics that I really like to hone in on. So today, the topic that I was thinking about just this last week, because we had some new hires that came on, or I was thinking to myself, the hires that we do have that have stuck around, what's that quality that they have? What's the mistake maybe that people don't have? Or why are the people that we have here stay here? And I thought the same thing on the family side. Thinking the same thing on the friendship side, because I really try taking those three areas and commingle them as much as I can, because a lot of them do a lot of crossover. The same success that you have in business, through sports, they're all really closely tied together. And today what I want to talk about the most is being proactive. It is a huge tool that you can have to move forward with, to be more successful with, to have more happiness. You fill in those blanks again on what that success is for you guys. But being proactive is something that any one of us can do. Here's a great example of it. I was just building a duck enclosure a few weeks ago with my 18-year-old, and we were going through the process of it and going through the builds of it. And I can remember back when I was doing build outs with my dad, and some of the things that I can remember is that, if I was asked to do something, maybe it was like, hey, go cut some of these boards to this length. And I'd walk over, I'd cut the boards to those lengths. And I can remember being a little bit younger, I'd be standing there, and then my dad would come over and be like, hey, you got to start moving, like go to the next thing. Don't just think about the thing that I asked you to do, but start, understanding the whole project and figure out what you can do so that you're not just standing there. And it's extremely true. I think about it to myself now, whenever I'm doing projects with people, it's okay, I'm asking you to do this, but what are you just doing what's asked of you, or are you going the extra step and thinking ahead and knowing and understanding the whole project and thinking to yourself, okay, I don't want to just stand here when I'm done. What can I do next? Maybe it's either sweeping the area, cleaning the area. Maybe you have an understanding of how the wall's going to actually look that you're framing. So you start doing extra marks and nailing this together, or setting it up, and then going and asking the person, like, hey, I cut those. Here's what I have now. I've got these laid out. I got them 16-inch on center, 24-inch on center, whatever it is that you're doing. Is this the right thing next? And now you're allowing the person that is showing you how to do this, you're allowing them to be more successful, because now they don't have to come over and micromanage what you're doing. Now, I'm not saying you go off and do things without being asked to do it, because you could also find yourself an issue, but it's figuring out, okay, if I understand how a project works, if I understand, and that's on the business side, but if I understand maybe on the family side, if I understand what the family goal is here, if I understand what the class project is, if I understand the friendship group, the trip that we're going on, if I understand it better, now I can put more input in on it. Now I'm able to be more of an asset instead of a liability. That's a key in this. So being proactive is that key thing, and the biggest mistakes that I see across the board on this topic is just what I was saying at the beginning. Someone who's asked to do something, they do exactly what's asked, and then they stand there, or they get on their phone, or they're scrolling, or maybe they just don't start thinking ahead. And now that person is just wasting time or standing there. To any business owner or anybody looking to start their own business, that is a huge liability to that company, to that family, to whatever it is, for someone who cannot be a free thinker and understand. That's why now whenever I go do things, I spend so much time trying to explain exactly, hey, here's what the project is that we're working on. Here's whatever it is that we're working on. If we're building a fire training facility, we'll bring the whole group in and we'll start talking to everybody, whether it's a fabricator, whether it's a project manager, whoever, a purchaser, whoever it is. The goal of that project is to get everybody on the same page to understand what we're building. Because if whoever it is in that project understands the full build, now they're able to catch things. Okay, I understand that there's an access ladder that's going up on this side of the shipping container, but wait a second, we have the feet over here. I know that they're supposed to be here because I know this project. They're able to catch things, and it collectively as a group helps everybody overall. I also go to the extremes of saying, look, guys, when we're doing this pre-construction meeting, I need everybody to fully embrace themselves or fully integrate themselves into this facility. So And picture yourself, I'm going into the front forcible entry door of this training apparatus. Okay, and I'm looking. Okay, I see the stairs going up to my left. I understand that there's an opening here. I understand there's a bedroom mock simulation here. There's a burn cell here. There's windows here. You're going through and you're visualizing exactly what's happening. That way, when the project actually takes off, you have a full understanding of, wait a second, I've walked through this multiple times. We have 3 shipping containers next to each other here. This cutout should not be here, because you are now fully integrating yourself into the project. But here's what happens in that. You have people or employees, or maybe, like I said, it's in your family. Maybe your parents ask you to go do a task. You do exactly what task is, that's all that you do. You know what? And some of this, that's fine for some people. Some people, they're not looking to really grow. They want to go to a job. They want to do what they're asked to do. They want to go home. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, this podcast is set up for those who want to be successful and they want to do more. Like, you're looking to do more. You're looking to be more successful. That's what this is for. So if that's you, again, being proactive is the biggest asset that you can be to the people around you. You're looking for a job promotion? Be proactive. You're looking to start your own business? Be proactive. You're looking to increase your family value? You're looking to be more happiness in your family? Be proactive. You're looking for the friendship group around you? Maybe there's events being planned. Maybe there's something happening. Be proactive. It will not fail you. Being proactive will not fail you. What happens, though, is sometimes people take that to the next level. And where it becomes an issue on the proactiveness is if you start doing things and you start making things permanent that really you should be asking advice for. And that goes back to nailing out that wall. You cut all the boards and maybe you think to yourself now, like, oh, okay, I think this is what they want me to do. So now you start nailing all the boards in. And then you go back and say, hey, is this what I'm supposed to do? Well, now I got to do more work to pull all these boards out because you weren't supposed to nail them in. As opposed to, okay, I was asked to cut these. Now I'm going to line everything up like I think it's supposed to be lined up. Go ask for some help. Hey, is this what you want? Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Perfect. Then you nail the boards out. That's how you be proactive. But looking back, there is nothing that agitates me more than doing a project or asking my kids or being in a group where I ask somebody to do something and they go and just do that one thing and they stand there on their phone. Or they stand off and they go just start talking and they do something with somebody else. That person is not an asset to me. You are just wasting everybody else's time. If you want to be more successful, if you want to be happier, if you want to grow your friendship group, be proactive. Start thinking, how can I enhance the people around me? You want to enhance the people around you? Be proactive and be an asset to that person and not a liability. If someone, hey, this is what I'm supposed to do, and you mess up, you do something wrong, they have to go back, they have to fix your issues. Be proactive, think through things. Just yesterday, we were putting up lights inside one of the bonus rooms here that we're doing at our facility. And I was working with one of our guys here, and he was just that. He was so proactive in what he was doing. I can remember I was thinking to myself, we talked through the project. Hey, here's how we're going to put this track lighting up. We understood it both together. And then I would go and I would start pulling out track lighting. And he's already pulling bolts out. He's putting stuff in. He's going out. He's marking out the light. And I can remember we get done with that project. He understood exactly what had to be done. He went out, he laid that thing out, and we got that project done in a matter of about 5 to 15 minutes, something like that. But it didn't take an hour or two. We were able to get the project done extremely diligently and quickly because he was thinking through it. We were on the same page. We understood what had to be done. And when there was a question that came up, either for him or I, we asked it real quick and then we moved on. Be proactive. The number one mistake that I see from people looking to move up or be more successful are people who aren't proactive. They're lazy. They said, oh, this is what this person wants me to do, so that's just what I'm going to do. And that's all they do. Be proactive in what you do. Think through the process, and that starts, like I said at the beginning, understand what it is that you're doing. If your family is planning a family trip, you're going to be going to Hawaii. You think through that. Okay, if we're going here, what are the events that we can go do? Am I just going to show up there on the family trip and that's it? We just show up there. And for some people, yeah, we just want to show up, we want to relax on the beach, we want to do this. What are some of the things that we can go do together? Okay, we've got 4 families going. We got to think through what the bedroom situation is. We got to think through what activities we're going to be doing. Okay, we're there for 4 days. We have these people who all want to go. Think through it before you get there. That's going to bring overall happiness before. Now you're not the dad who's on the vacation. Like, we're up at 7 a.m. We got to go here. I was like, I thought we were here to relax. We're going. We're on family vacation pace. You're sprinting ahead of everybody, walking faster because you got to get to all these different locations. We came here to relax. And here we are now on this timeline that nobody knew about. We're all the way across here and there. I think back to my wife and I went to New York last year for but he was getting married in Rhode Island. And I can remember we stayed at a hotel, we kind of thought through where, and it was like, man, we got to go see all these things. So we walked out, we got to go to the Empire State Building. So we went, all the way down here to see the Empire State Building. And there was a Statue of Liberty. Then we went all the way across the street to the Statue. And thinking through, it was like me at a grocery store, right? When my wife goes in grocery shops, she's, right where everything is. She's in and out of there in 10 minutes. For me, I'm here and I'm going to this area. I'm going to this area. I wasn't proactive. I didn't think through my steps before I got there. Yeah, I knew it was on the list, but I didn't think about the order to do them in. If I would have thought a little bit more about the proactiveness of, okay, I walk in, I do a quick scan. Okay, this is this aisle, this is this aisle, this is this aisle. Okay, now maybe I go back to my sheet and I start thinking it. Instead, I'm all over the place, back and forth, just like that New York trip. Why were we doing that on our New York trip? It was because I was the one who was planning everything out. My wife, if she was the one doing it, we would have been boom, 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 boom. We'd have been done in a day and been out of there. It boils down to this. You want to be more successful. You want to be more happy. Be proactive. It's going to allow the people around you to shine better. Looking for that promotion? Be proactive. You're making the person that's overseeing your work look better. You're making yourself look better. You're making everybody else look better. You're in your family. Again, be proactive. You want to be successful? Start your own business? Be proactive. Do that side hustle. Do that thing on the side that's going to allow you to be better at what you do. Always think through, if you get done with something and you're standing there, I think this is something that I do all of the time now, man. And I even take it even to, like, you go to the restroom, right? Like, okay, I'm sitting here. What could I be doing while I'm doing this? I'm at work. I know that's an extreme, but like, I always think of it that way. If I ever find myself just standing or sitting or doing something, what could I be doing right now to make myself better at whatever it is that I'm working? Is it my side hustle I'm trying to work on? Is it a family vacation I'm trying to do? Is it a friendship group that I'm trying to go do something? Am I trying to make the bonus room or the game room at our facility better? Our new podcast booth that we're building currently? Like, what could I be doing to really just start pushing something along? Because here's something else to think about. You think about little goals or aspirations that you have, like, oh, I want to be able to do this. There's 365 days in a year. If you spent just 5 minutes a day, you do the math. I'm not going to do the math, but you get to the end of a year and like, man, I just went and I did this many hours of work by just doing a tiny bit a day. It's because you were just a little bit proactive. You thought to yourself, you know what? This is my main goal at the end. I'm going to spend a little bit of time doing it right now. Be proactive. I know we teach it to our kids all the time. I teach it to my kids. It's like, look, I asked you to take the trash upstairs. Yeah. And that's a great example here because kids, they think so single. Oh, I just got to go do this or that or that. My parents asked me to do it. Like, yeah, we asked you to do it, but what does it hurt just to do one little extra step? We're in the family together. This is a family unit that we're trying to drive forward. Yeah, I asked you to pick the trash up and take it upstairs, and you took the trash bag, but you walked past 3 other things that you could have thrown in the trash while you went. Be proactive in doing that. Training them young is going to help them do that better later in life. It's something that all of us can do. We need to work on it with our kids. We need to work on it with people around us. But I will say this, the biggest mistake, the people who we bring on and keep here at our company, the main skill that they have is being proactive. It's people who think to themselves, what's the next thing that I could be doing? I can go out there and see people scrolling on their phone. I'm not going to be here very long. But you see the people who are like, you know what? I'm out here. The gravel's a little bit uneven out here. I'm going to hit the gravel. Oh, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to sweep the floor. They're always doing something. And when that happens, I couldn't care less if guys are out talking to themselves. They're having a great conversation with each other during work. They're being proactive in what they're doing. Maybe they're cleaning the floor. They're doing something else. They're able to still engage and do those things. Each person has their own task, but collectively, we also have to keep the area and the company at least somewhat sanitary, keep it somewhat cleaned up, picked up, and everyone, if they just contribute a little bit to that each week, now we have a facility, a place that we all want to be. It's because people are proactive. Again, and I'm going to end with this. If you're looking for more success, you're looking to move up in the job that you have, you're looking to do anything, ask yourself every day, when I get, and again, I don't want to take this away as well. There's times where, yes, we need breaks. We need to sit down. Some of us need to let our mind shut down. We need to let it shut off. And the way I do that is at night when I'm laying in bed. That's when my mind really shuts off. But during the day, if you are, having your breaks here and there, yeah, I get that. But if you're in the work hours, or if you're in the time with your family, or you're with that friendship group, and there's things that are being done around you, don't be the person in the group project that's just sitting back, not doing anything. Be the person who is being proactive. Number one mistake, people who aren't proactive. Try turning that. I promise you guys, if you start leaning on that more here over the next few months, if you lean on that more, you're going to find yourself in more successful, you're going to find yourself in happier situations. I hope you guys are able to take something from today and apply it to your everyday life. If so, please hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Until next time, stay sharp and stay resilient.